Hey guys, you know who it is here. Actually it's Andy. Well, I mean maybe. No, I'm not Andy. It's Ginger here. You know how it is. Back with a video, of course. I'm Team Builder, as you saw from the title. Warning, pre-warning, pre-warning. Voice is shot. Absolutely. So, if I get a voice crack or 13, that's why. Now, this is a week 1 Team Builder and the replay, because I wasn't there to record it. I wasn't set up to record it. It was on my laptop, which is broken because my laptop wasn't connected to the TV at the time, which I use right now, and my laptop screen is broken. That's why I had to plug it up to a TV or a monitor. So I was using my glitched out monitor, and I was really out of my element. It would freeze every now and then or glitch out, wouldn't show the screen. And like I was playing pretty carefully, but not extremely. So I'm gonna try to commentate over it as if I'm battling him currently. I'm not gonna try to be, oh, I made this for this and this actually perfectly worked out. There might be a couple times I do that just because I've made replays before where I've done that. But it's against BK. His Z movers are Kieran Black and Palisand. And his team, Kieran Black, probably one of the most powerful Pokemon in draft format. That's not Mega, of course. Even in the Mega, it just hits stupid hard. Relatively unkillable sometimes. You have to be very specific. Zapdos, defensive, very. Zapdos was a problem in team building for the fact that I couldn't really use Victini, and defensive Zapdos was very prevalent against something like Megalopony, or not Victini, Megalopony. Megalopony was hard to use in a situation like that, where Zapdos was there. Same with Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini defensively would be able to really hurt my team. Really hurt my team. Getting hitting Surf. If terrain did go down eventually, Scald would be pretty bad for some of my team offensively. A lot of my Pokemon kind of would suffer from a burn. Basically, these first 3, sometimes he would just die. And yeah, then Mega Alakazam. Oh, ooh, wow. Ups a daisies. I didn't even notice. I forgot I cleaned up my house recently. And I wanted to make sure everything was unplugged because there was a guy coming over to inspect our house. Don't worry about the details. But yeah, I unplugged it and put my PC in the closet. But yeah, Mega Alakazam. Amazing threat, great special attack, great speed. Even its special defense is nothing to laugh at. But this is very easily it's very easily countered because if they don't have a lot of special, if they're always gonna run max special attack and speed. I don't know why I'm so out of breath. What happened to me? Max speed, of course. So they're only gonna be able to put a little bit in HP. Thus my match where I have something like Megalopony, which is a usually very common Pokemon people to bring, which he can only put so much HP in. Next is Salazzle. This was a Pokemon I really expected because from my team builder, so I have Pokemon like Whimsicott. And Whimsicott is so far you can kind of see is a decent threat to his team, giving me Leech Seed, and if this Virizion were to show up, Moonblast with its Fairy Stab would do a lot of damage. But yeah, this thing I was like, oh, it might just come because I can't deal with it very well. That could be a huge problem for me. It's got a bad move pool, good setup, great speed tier. And then Virizion. Virizion was a problem mainly for stuff like Clawitzer. Clawitzer, it kind of hurt Crocodile. It could have hurt Steelix, it was a very big, good Steelix answer, and Megalopony to an extent, being that I couldn't one-hit it. It could hurt me very hard with something like Sacred Sword, or outspeed me with like a Choice Scarf, and hit me with Close Combat, or Sacred Sword for that matter, and more than likely to hit me and be able to outspeed, live a hit, kill me. The last few on his team, of course. These last two, I didn't expect very much. Porygon 2 and Zoroark. Porygon 2, I feel like maybe should have come in retrospect, and just in general, because my team's fighting type, if you didn't know, is Megalopony, which his team deals with very well. Same with Zoroark, and at the end of the day, my Zoroark answer was Whimsicott and Megalopony, and of course coverage, but that must have been what he was afraid of in general. Zoroark, I mean, it's not a great Pokemon. I don't think Zoroark is worth drafting. And then last is Palossand. I thought Palossand was going to come, mainly because it's a great bulky ground type, and it stops my obvious offensive threats. Megalopony, Victini, Crocodile. If I can start sweeping with any of my setup bonds, or just good attackers, it was there to stop me. Now, I'm going to get into my 6, why I brought them all. But first, I'm going to point out a thing about his team in what I built my team around. Now, if you look at his team relatively fast, you see that he has 9 Pokemon, obviously, and almost every single one of them, to be specific, can be run and are run specially. Kyurem Black is usually a special Pokemon, being Ice Beam is its only good stab move. On the ice side, of course, not Dragon. It has like Drake. I think it gets Draco. Yeah, it gets Draco. It gets Dragon Pulse, Dragon Claw for that. Yeah. It's able to do stuff on that side. An Outrage. Oh. But Zapdos special, Finny special, Zam obviously special. Salazzle's a very special attacker. Virizion was kind of meh. I could see both running a Focus Blast and Giga Drain variant, so he could get health back like a sub, Calm Mindset. P2, obviously a special attacker. Zoroark's a bit of both, but his coverage on the special side is, I would say, a bit better than physically. So it's usually ran like that. He gets low kick, but it gets stuff for steel types on the other way, either way. And like fairy coverage, whatever it really needs. And then Palossand is obviously a special attacker, being Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, weird moves like that. So let's get into my team. I was able to run a lot of easy, good Spadef. Like first Victini. Victini was instantly, to me, a win con. I wanted Victini there basically to clean up the game when I wanted it to. The problem with doing that was 3 things, and as you can see, it's the first 3 Pokemon. Kyurem Black was not one hit by V-Create, and obviously it's gonna be able to, with the Assault Vest, obviously not, but I didn't want to, because I ran, obviously, Zen Headbutt, so I could 2-hit it. I was forced to run Zen Headbutt. Also it helped against the Salazzle, but that's not really the point. And Virizion, of course. It helped hit both of his, those 2, I guess, would be the word. But it was so I didn't have to force a, V-Create onto Kyurem Black and get slaughtered by Earth Power or a physical move that I wasn't ready for. So I had to run max speed in case it came down to me and a Zapdos that was offensive. And max attack, obviously, with just 4 on HP. Nothing really that would help me with. But yeah, Bolt Strike was there for Finny. I was expecting a defensive Finny. In that case, I 3-hit him. And with Assault Vest, I think he would also 3-hit me with Scald. If he was just pure defensive, maybe even 4-hit. Luckily. Then, Alakazam, Assault Vest was there for any move. U-Turn was doing a good chunk of damage. I forget how much exactly. but it was pretty high, like 80s, 90s, roughly, maybe even kill. Next, Cloudster. Cloudster was here as a chip Pokemon. This is one of the Pokemon that I think it lived a Bolt Strike. I want to say with just great defense that it has, it was able to live a Bolt Strike. I hate it when that shows. Wait, can I just like? No, oh man. But I'm so childish. But this thing was here. I wanted 4 attacks that I could basically win with or just not win, just hit everything relatively neutral. Sludge Bomb for Finny, Ice Beam for the Zapdos, Aura Sphere hit Pokemon like Kyurem, Pokemon like Porygon 2 and that thing, and then Water Pulse just cleaned up those 3. And Virizion obviously took a lot from most of my moves, half of them to be specific. And I took Life Orb because basically whatever I hit, if I had Cloudster and Victini left in a situation where I kept them both alive and they had 1 or 2 Pokemon left, and it wasn't, for instance, Kyurem, Cloudster would take a hit. I mean, it could even probably take a Fusion Bolt if it wasn't like Life Orb. Cloudster would take a hit, kill something, and then another Pokemon would be forced to maybe show a move, or just be in front of my Cloudster for Victini to hit especially hard. Ninetales. This Pokemon was here basically for Aurora Veil. Aurora Veil helped me once again with Pokemon like Victini, Cloudster, 2 of the Pokemon I really believed were win cons. Light Clay, obviously. Freeze Dry was there to hit everything, and Moonblast once again. Moonblast, I don't think in retrospect I should have ran. Because the chip damage I needed on Kyurem Black didn't consist of needing Moonblast, and everything else was hit neutrally or super effectively with Blizzard in this instance. Literally nothing else wanted to come in on a Blizzard / Freeze Dry, being this thing. And then HP Ground clearly was for the Salazzle that I'd have to do a bit of predicting, but could switch in on me relatively easily. Next was another win con of mine. Potential backup win con is how I was putting it when I was building the team. Dragalge, this Pokemon, weird set. I know, Draco, Dragon Pulse, Assault Vest as well. And basically, it was just kind of there to. It also was a great chip Pokemon, but it also dealt with a lot of his team. Now, I made a real big spoof in team building, which I'll get to later, but Dragon Pulse and Sludge Wave were just a great dual stab that hit everything, at least neutrally. Except, Palisand was a bit of a problem for him, but that's why, of course, I ran Surf. And then Draco Meteor was there for Virizion. No, Sludge, not Virizion. I think Zapdos, because I didn't want to deal with a very healthy Zapdos, and then Alakazam, because Dragon Pulse could not kill Alakazam, and Psychic was not killing me. In retrospect, I shouldn't have ran Max Spadef Assault Vest. That was just kind of useless on my end. But I was there. It always killed Alakazam, and I was obviously put in a bad spot. So it wasn't really a great idea, because Kyurem Black or something could easily revenge kill it or set up in my face with Virizion Salazzle. So I really risked a lot using that. My second last Pokemon was, if you can't beat him, join him. Curtis, Big Man, Whimsicott, Memento, Moonblast, Leech Seed, Defog, Dark MZ. Defog was so Victini wouldn't take Stealth Rocks that he definitely wanted to get up with Palisand. I could just feel the tension from team building that Rocks he just wanted up on the field against such powerful Pokemon on my side. Leech Seed, Leech Seed, it gave me cover, it gave me health, so I could, keep this thing alive, keep it for Z-Memento. Z-Memento was, once again, one of my ways to, keep Victini alive. As you can see, this team was almost, it was completely centered around Victini winning this match, for me. And then Moonblast, once again, for stab, and hits everything. Obviously, I was super worried about his Salazzle, but that's why I had Dragalge Dragalge was able to switch in on Salazzle, surf, kill it, eat any hit I wanted. Except for like a +4 HP ground, I think. Stuff like that. And then our last Pokemon, another Assault Vest user. 3-in-1 match. Was my Electros. Now this is a weird set, I know. But this Electros, it's surprisingly a really good Pokemon. But it's a very fun set. Acid Spray was for Pokemon like Virizion, Zapdos. It was a way for me to be able to 2-hit a Spadef Finny. I Acid Spray into Thunder and I kill it. And Acid Spray also helped me against a Kyurem Black, because even though it has the Mold Breaker basic Terravolt, so Levitate wouldn't work against Earth Power, Assault Vest plus my amount of special defense helped me take like tank 2 of those. I think it was a 3-hit. I'm pretty sure. Don't fact check me on that or anything. It was for something. I don't know, man. And I always had Drain Punch. Drain Punch was there so I could 1-hit KO Kyurem Black with V-Create from Victini, no matter what happened. That's why I had to run Adamant, because if it was like a bulky leftover set, I was still able to 1-hit that thing after Drain Punch. Even if you got like a crit, something crazy like that. And then U-Turn there, I don't know why I ran U-Turn over Volt Switch. It was for Palisand. I couldn't deal with Palisand on this. I didn't have a move slot to help myself deal with Palisand. So I had to run U-Turn over Volt Switch. And that also aided me, just overall getting more chip damage on like Pokemon like Alakazam and Virizion. And even Kyurem Black to an extent. And then that was basically that set. And then let's get into the replay. So this is the first time in my history that I have called all the Pokemon my opponent has brung. This was this all? Yeah, this is all before turn 1. Wow, my voice is shot. But my team you can see up there. And here, let me go over why I didn't bring some Pokemon. Jeez, I'm a bad person. Of course, Megalopony. I didn't bring Defensive Zapdos Potential. Alakazam always one-hit me. I couldn't even fake out Quick Attack kill him, so there was literally no point. Finny bulked me out. Palisand bulked me out. Porygon, like if I risked high jump kick, Porygon would be able to beat me, so I would have had to run Drain Punch, which means I wouldn't have been able to kill Kyurem Black unless I packed both of them. And that just would not have been helpful to me in general. He was telling me after the game, he was expecting Ice Punch Megalopony, because now you know I didn't bring it, now you know why. I was like, that's dumb. I mean, I wouldn't. There's no reason for me to. Crocodile didn't come, basically the same reasons. I would have had to have been forced to run Stone Edge against his first 2 Pokemon there. I would have lost to Virizion in general. It would have gotten a free switch in, potentially. It would have been a great Palisand answer, and a good way to knock off P2, but, like I said, I didn't expect P2 or Zoroark. I really did not. They just didn't do what the other 7 possibly did. Tornadus, I can't really, I was expecting a Scarf Kyurem, like the entire game. I was like, that Kyurem's gonna come out, it's gonna one-hit one of my Pokemon, because it's Scarf. It's stupid good. So Tornadus, I felt, wasn't able to one-hit him, unless I was a Fightinium Z, and he could come in and just claim a KO with a move like, Scarf, anything. I mean, Dragon Claw against my team, as long as, if I didn't bring Ninetales over it. Steelix didn't come. Finny, easy walk, coming for. Easy switch in. Same thing with Virizion. Palisand came in on this thing relatively easily, and Zapdos even to an extent. Even Kyurem, everything kind of just came in on this thing. But it was a good rock setter in retrospect. I didn't bring Roselia because Roselia is basically just a T-Spike setter, and I didn't need those against his team. Just overall, mainly because between Virizion and Salazzle, I was leaning more towards him bringing Salazzle for my Whimsicott. Since I knew I was bringing Whimsicott, he didn't. I was expecting Salazzle, but he ended up obviously bringing his Virizion, which I did expect for some of my Pokemon, but not overall. So, and then that's all. So obviously I brought those three. So let's get into this. So before pre-turn 1, I should say, I was thinking, who's he gonna lead? I was obviously Palisand. That was a strike for me, and kind of contradicting to the fact that he went Palisand. I'm gonna switch sides for you guys. He led Alakazam, as you can see, and I led with, as you will see, Electros. So this actually put me in a better position. What I think he was going for, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I would have thought Palisand is a lead for his rock symbol set. So what did he bring this thing out for? I don't know. Then he switches onto Zapdos, and I U-turn. I was so scared I was gonna get staticked. I don't know if that works on electric types. I just don't. I don't really know. I don't know how static exactly works, because I know you can't paralyze electric types, but I've seen you paralyze ground types with static, so I was very wary of that. And static is just a painful ability to deal with, because you see it's not exerting pressure. That's how we knew. And my computer actually froze at the time of this U-turn. So I wanted a U-turn to basically do damage to Alakazam, and I was like, what do I go into? I went into Ninetales. Now, based on that U-turn damage, I could instantly tell it was not defensive. Like, max defense, max HP. It had some bulk to it, whether it was some HP, whether it was some defense, but we have no idea yet. That was the calc I got from that, at least, and I was actually extremely terrified. So I went Ninetales to see. I was like, oh, maybe it's offensive. Wow, maybe it's offensive. And so I went for this thing, and I wanted to freeze dry it. Simple as that. So we go for the freeze dry. That was the plan, and then that did 35. Now, as you saw over hither, I have a lot of offense to me. Max, to be precise. And that did 0. That perfectly met. I was like, that's Spadef. That is a max special defense, max HP Zapdos. Wow, that's scary, because look at my team. My only offensive pressure is in Victini on the defensive wise. So, I'm in a bad spot, specifically against this Zapdos. He discharges going for a paralyze, and now I'm sitting here conflicted. I'm like, ooh, which one do I go for? Do I try to kill this thing with freeze dry and invite a Scarf Kyurem in? Because I'm still thinking that's a Scarf Kyurem. There's no doubt in my mind at this point. I'm freaking out. Or do I go for a simple Aurora Veil to set myself up and maybe bring in a Pokemon? So I think I went for Aurora Veil here, as he brings out Kyurem. Yes, he did. So Aurora Veil comes out. I knew I had to hit this Pokemon, and I wanted to hit it hard. Moonblast obviously giving me what I wanted, and it was more of a neutral hit than Freeze Dry at this point. At least you'd think, but I mean, Freeze Dry was probably the better move, but he just wanted to kill my Ninetales. He wanted to get rid of this Veil. So I did 75%. I actually, and as we see, that was the biggest relief. He said BK wins. Oh yeah, it's because I didn't bring nicknames. So I hit Moonblast first here. I'm like, it's not Scarf. Oh my god, thank you, Jesus. And yeah, Ironhead obviously is gonna blow back my Ninetales. I had to go into a Pokemon to kill this thing, so I went Victini. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Zen Headbutt was the play I was gonna make here. I honestly don't remember what happened around this point. I think I just doubled. Yeah, I doubled because Zapdos. But he brought out Palisand. I was like, Static Zapdos. Because I was thinking, even if it's not defensive, that thing just tears me apart. Like, I don't want that thing to static me either, since it's such a big win con in my eyes. Even with Z Memento, that would still hurt me in the long run. So this was a great middle ground for me, as Whimsicott dealt with Zapdos with Leech Seed. And I still wasn't sure if it was a like stupid defensive set. I mean, obviously I knew it was very defensive from the 35% roughly I was doing the Zapdos, but I was thinking, oh man, I can just Leech Seed stall this thing. So I went for Leech Seed here. And on the incoming Zapdos, like this is a perfect thing, and then I missed the attack. That would have brought him below half health, which would have, I mean, obviously might not have mattered because all Zapdoses run, Roost, but at this point always holds Discharge, so I was super happy so far. I Leech Seed, I hit it, and then obviously Roost comes out. Now I was thinking, I'm just going to fire off a Moonblast here, see what I can do. And that was definitely when I was like, this thing is out of my league. Holy crap, I can't do this thing at all. I can't beat it right now. So Whimsicott gets discharged for a good chunk of its health. Doing 7, that's a joke, please don't hurt me. I still had a Roar Veil up. I went back up to 100. I Moonblasted again. I wanted to force a Roost, but then he kind of overpredicted me by doing it a turn early. So then I think, yeah, there's a switch into Dragalge. Now, Dragalge, even though I knew it was max special defense, Draco was basically my play here, is what I was going to do. He HP ices me. Well, I didn't even notice the HP ice, actually. That turn completely floated over my head this game. That's weird for me, huh? But yeah, so I went in Dragalge, and I was like, okay, wait, Palisand. So I went for Sludge. I should have gone for Dragon Pulse, in reality, because Finny is not a switch into this thing. Dragon Pulse would just been a better play. But it didn't matter, because Palisand comes out, and he shows a lot of his Pokemon being specially defensive. Like, that Surf should have... I think that Surf actually was a roughly, like, max special... or some special defense max HP, I think. Something weird like that. And instead of deciding to get Chip on my Dragalge, he was very modest about it. He was very, confident that he should just get rocks up here. So obviously, me being the big man I am, went for the neutral Dragon Pulse. Just in case he wanted to save Palisand for later. Because as you all know, Palisand is the most offensive, best Pokemon to have as a win con. Next, so Dragalge's out, and he goes Alakazam. Now this is the problem. Look at this. It's that last line of dialogue. That does not come up on the team builder at all. I forgot he would have adaptability. So I'm thinking, I'm like, ooh, that's... am I dead? But then I was thinking, oh, he has the Psychic. I can eat a Psychic even, like max special defense, a Soul Fest. I'm freaking crazy. So then I went for the Draco, obviously, because that was my plan, as I said. And then he hits me with a Psyshock, and I was blown back. Oh shoot, oops. Now we're on turn 14. So I gave it adaptability, this thing specifically, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose myself the game. Obviously my Victini is Assault Vest, so I wasn't afraid of Shadow Ball, and Psyshock shouldn't have been doing a lot to Victini, being the 100 defense I had. And so as we saw, 34, still a good chunk, then V-Create just straight up killed it. It was a critical hit. So that's the first Pokemon that I was just able to take out, luckily, with my Victini. And now, I was honestly super duper worried at this point. My win con was at 41, but then I was like, alright, let's stay calm. I still have Whimsicott, Dark EMZ, to save me, so I need to save this Pokemon. I go Electros, obviously the best mid-ground I could make, because this thing gets Poison Jab, if I remember correctly. I want to say this thing gets Poison Jab. Hello? You know what, who cares? But I wish it would show it in this battle, but funny thing, I actually was super scared. I forgot what turn it was. What is it called? I was looking up if Bolt Strike was a contact move. Because I was expecting, like, a Rocky Helmet Finny, and then Static from Zapdos, which was still a huge scare to me. So I went into this thing, that Stone Edge did 33%, and I was like, alright, that's just Stone Edge damage, that's fine. So I go into this thing, and I go for the Acid Spray. So now Zapdos is very low on special defense, you know, I mean, oh. Wow, I'm an idiot, huh? Oops, I'm sorry about that. I don't really know what just happened, but it just closed. Okay, so yeah, Acid Spray. I was able to Thunderbolt very freely now, looking at his team. Which I did. Like, Thunderbolt was, this is the play. Like, I'm gonna Thunderbolt, I'm gonna claim this thing's life. It did 53. So, we're doing crazy damage to this thing now. Thunderbolt was definitely the play. Even though in retrospect, the play might have actually just been Acid Spray again. But I said, I'm not thinking about it, I'm Thunderbolting, which I did. And then that came along. So now, there's a Virizion on my face. I'm still wondering what the set is, because we just saw a 33% Stone Edge. That could have meant a lot of things at that point in the game. I'm like, ooh, what are you, what are you, what are you? And then this happens. So he close combats, and I go down. And I went into a frenzy. Want to know why, kids? Well, let me tell you why, because I'm an idiot. Close combat, if you look on this showdown damage calc, you will see that the Virizion set is a Gracium Z Sword Stance set with Leaf Blade and Close Combat both. And I looked at the damage that Leaf Blade would have done to my Electros, not Close Combat. And obviously it was not 43%. So I was like, this thing is banded. Oh my god, I don't know what I can do here. Like, a banded this thing, Zushi, just really hurt my team. So I died. I went to Whimsicott. Obviously, Moonblast was utterly free. This thing's at 32%. That'd be a 2-hit if he switched in. I would kill this thing. And I'm thinking, he's banded. This is gonna do 0 if he stays in. Or, I mean, he wouldn't even live. And then Finny, I can easily get off a Leech Seed, no matter what happens. So I Moonblast on the Kyurem Black, for whatever reason, as he sacks it. And there's Curtis saying he has a feeling because he knows the set I'm running is basically the set he ran on me back in last season. So here's this thing. I want to get rid of rocks on his roost. That was just an easy roost to call. And now I had to make a big brain play. Turn 23. I'm sitting here and I'm like, we can just get in the Stallfest. That's HP Ice. I'm a Whimsicott. And I don't have the best special defense in the world. Granted, he doesn't have the best special attack, being he has none invested, unless he has 4. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to sack Klotzer. Like, I have no other thing to do here. So Klotzer comes out, he discharges me, and wow, that did 73%. What? 73? What? That's stupid damage. I mean, I get Klotzer's like not great. I want to make Klotzer great. Alright, boys. I promise I'm going to make him great. So Klotzer comes out basically to die. I was like, that's really bad for me, but that's fine. So he goes into Finny, actually, on the Ice Beam, and the crit did 32%, and I reveal Life Orb. See, I was kind of a bad person, if I'm being completely honest. Or I just made the play I needed to make. I think when I switched, I was thinking this throughout the game, I'm like, when I switched into Klotzer, did he think I was Scarf? Because I went hard Klotzer on a Zapdos. So I had to be doing something extremely ballsy to be thinking of a play like that. So he had to go into a Pokemon that could take whatever move I was going to throw at him, and that just happened to be his Finny, and then I revealed my Life Orb. Now I was going to just Sludge Bomb here, and he Light Screened. I just want to point that out. Big man used Light Screen. And now you can already look at the matchup, and you're like, ooh, this is not looking too great. I mean, this thing is now at 7% once I take damage, and it's gonna die to Finny this next turn because it outspeeds him. So what now? What do? So obviously, I just died, and then there was only a light screen up. I think this was his problem. I think if he set up a reflect, and just took another sludge bomb, which he was easily able to do, it would have been game over. In any way, shape, or form, Victini couldn't break it. Whimsicott couldn't break that stupid fat bird. Victini actually probably, like, even no, behind a reflect, would that do a lot to Spadef's Zapdos? I don't think so. It could just roost off of V-Create, or in my case, maybe a Bolt Strike. But Victini was looking decent here, and I wanted to kill this thing, which Whimsicott could not do based on those three moves so far. So I had to Bolt Strike. That was a given. Whimsicott got a kill too this game. That's good. I thought it was completely over. I said GG when I died. I really did. I'm like, I can't break the walls. Victini's too low, and Static. Static was on my mind. That's all that was on my mind at this moment in the game. So obviously, I wasn't sure if I didn't want to get discharged. That was the problem here. I didn't want to get discharged, so I went for U-turn, risking static again. Go Whimsicott, and I take about 20. Yeah, I take 20%. Now, I think I leech seed here, and here was my thought process. At this point in the game, Victini was here to win the game. That was all I could hope for. And I still thought it was a banded Virizion, right? So, this was game to me. We were on the last turn of the battle, and we were having a huge discussion. Because looking at what I was now, the roll on Victini was a minimum of 80, or a maximum of 89, minimum of about 75%. To kill this thing with V-Create. And the problem was, if I killed this thing with V-Create, as you know, V-Create lowers speed and defense both by 1. So any Virizion set was able to outspeed, and in my personal view, kill me with Stone Edge. I lost. This game was over. So I'm like, I'm gonna chip this thing down as hard as I can. I'm gonna at least lower differential, you feel me? So I Moonblast. I'm doing all I can to, keep myself alive. And this was the turn I had to do it. This next turn, I had to Z-Memento. I had to kill Whimsicott. I had to lower this thing. I pull it off. Z-Memento. See you later, alligator. And then he misses. Obviously, hidden power fails. I'm lagging for whatever reason. So here's Victini, max health now. 32 is actually the turn where I basically say everything's failed. I was forced to V-Create, and how I viewed it, there was so much talk about how I was gonna lose and how I wasn't gonna lose. So as you saw, I killed Zapdos. That was because I got him just low enough. And look at the person, the people. Yeah, he said this game. This BK's an awesome person. I gotta give it to him. What a great guy. Both of us, we both played extremely well up until this last turn. I think, and so this is the turn of fate. Would Virizion miss, or would Virizion hit and kill me? And then hits, doesn't kill. Post game, what is my Virizion? Virizion was Scarf. Virizion was Scarf to deal with my Mega Lopunny, which obviously, from my point of view, was not coming to this game. So that brought up some more talk, a lot more talk, and I won the game 1-0 with my planned win con. This was really a first for me. I'd never really played out a game where everything I did I wanted to do. Obviously, I still messed up. I messed up with Dragalge, obviously almost making my own team lose the game. all of my play, I bluffed a Scarf Clawitzer. I got the chip I needed on Kieran Black, even though it didn't matter. I aimed for every goal I wanted to. I got rid of Palisand so that Victini could hit his team hard. And great game. BK played super well too. His prep was phenomenal. The amount of special defense he brought was the only reason I was able to win, because I'm guessing that was a Spadef, if I remember correctly, that was a Spadef Finny as well. Even so, Spadef Finny plus the freaking move itself, amazing. It was amazing with light screen. That's what I mean to say. Crazy prep on his part, like hilarious. I loved his team. This was one of the teams I was most afraid of. He also sniped me. I wanted Kieran Black this season, by the way, guys. I hope Victini is now the kill leader as well, killing uno, dos, tres, cuatro Pokemon. God. And basically giving me a great start to the season. Next week we are battling what I believe to be I want to say we're fighting Ryo week 2 again, just like last season, but I think Ryo was a week 3. No, Scoot was week 2 last season. Scoot was week 2. Who's week 1? Who's my week 1 battle? Andy, right? Andy was my week 1 battle. No. Was he? Yeah, he was. It was me and Andy. Was it me and Curtis week 1? No, it was me and Andy. Me and Andy week 1. Me and Scoot. Me and Ryo. Me and Pred, and then me and Curtis. But yeah, so I think I go against Ryo week 2 this time. I hope. I'm sorry for the amount of voice cracks in this video, dude. What a freaking pain in the butt. This isn't even updated. What are you doing, big man? I mean, I understand it was only a 1-0 and everything, but come on, give me something. So that was that. That was a great game. Week 2 looks like it's Ryo. You can't see me on any of those weeks. No. Week 2 is Pokey-Tie. That's right. Week 2 is Pockety. Week 3 is Ryo? Again? Yeah. Cool. So yeah, week 2 is Pokey-Tie. Let's take a good look at his team before we sign off here. Long video. I like doing these. It's fun. 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. Wow. I only added a couple of these logos because that's all I had on me. Cleveland Browns. That's right. He drafted Lele. He drafted Lele Lucha. Yeah. Didn't he also draft Megazord Y? No Dragon type. No, he's. Oh no! Don't draft Guzzlord as your Dragon type, dude. No. Wow, that's a fun team. Ooh, this is gonna be fun to prep for, boys. All right, so I'm signing off now. Gonna go probably drink some water to rest my voice. So peace out, guys.